What is going on, Detroit Lions fans? Welcome back. Detroit done through and through with Steve. Listen, we got hit really, really hard the other day, yesterday, with the injury bug in Arizona. All right, it's a killer. That was a brutal game injury wise. Marcus Davenport out for the season. Derek Barnes, according to Dan Campbell, expected to miss significant amounts of time. I don't know. That's not a time frame exactly, but I'll call it the season just until I hear otherwise, until I have more information. Brian Branch in concussion protocol, Lee McNeil with his shoulder, Levi Onwuzurike went down a couple times. Man, we just got hit hard. Okay. I'm going to toss you guys some options, some things that I think need to happen. But real quick, here's what I want to do. I have not one. I don't have just one. I have two of these Jahmyr Gibbs bobbleheads from the Sunday night football game in the opener that I want to give away. All right. I want to give these things away. I already have mine. It's up there in the back if you guys can't see it on my shelf there. What I need is I need you guys to hit that subscribe button. I need 100 likes and I need about 50 comments. And then I will find a time next week before the Monday night football game. It'll probably be on Monday next week. I'll give these things away. I'll do a live stream. I'll figure out a way how to get it done and get that to someone who wants it. Okay. Got to do something for me, though. That's the bottom line. So let's get into this injury stuff, man. Listen, it sucks losing Davenport, and this was a signing that I was excited about. I said that it was low risk, very high reward, and now it's nothing. All right, we essentially got one good game out of Marcus Davenport. That is not what I was expecting. I was hoping for 10, 11, 12 games. One, man, I don't know. I'm not going to question Brad Holmes, but I did expect to get more playing time out of a guy, even with his past of being injury prone. This is not ideal. His one game against the Rams, I think he had like 6 pressures, half a sack. He looked like the guy we wanted on the opposite end of Aiden Hutchinson. He looked the part. Hutch is Batman. This is our Robin. We got our two beasts in the middle. Let's rock and roll. Let's have a fun time. Didn't play against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and was very, very limited yesterday against Arizona. So essentially, I'm chalking it up to one game. Okay, I don't know what the future holds for Marcus Davenport and the Detroit Lions, but I'll save that for another day. All right, I don't want to be mean. I'm in a good mood today. I don't want to ruin my Monday, especially if the Lions won. So, what can we do to replace this? All right, and I wouldn't even be having this conversation if other guys weren't already banged up. Like I mentioned, Marcus Davenport's out. Lee McNeil was banged up. Levi, I know he's okay, but he's gone down a couple times in some games. So he's getting hit. He's getting banged up. Broderick Martin's still on the IR. Our depth is going to be tested. We're only going into week 4 here. Okay, our bye week, as much as I bitched about it being too soon at the beginning of the year, now it's looking like that bye week can't come fast enough to get some of these injuries taken care of. So I've seen a lot of stuff on Twitter today. I'm just going to flat out say it, guys. Max Crosby is not getting traded for. Okay. I've seen some people tweet that out. I could be clickbait and I could put that on the thumbnail and spin it that way. It's not happening. Max Crosby is not going to be a Detroit Lion at week 4 of the NFL. I can't say that it'll never happen, but right now, today, let's at least the trade deadline. Who knows? I don't even think it's possible at the trade deadline, but that would be the time it would happen. Brad Holmes is not going to go out and make a monster splash because Marcus Davenport got injured for the year. So it's just not going to happen. I'd love to see it. Max Crosby, Aiden Hutchinson would be, without a doubt, the best pass rush duo in the league. Not even close. I can't even think of who would be a close second place. All right, it wouldn't even matter. That's how big of a gap it would be between first and second. It's a pipe dream. It's not going to happen. I know he's got Michigan ties, Eastern Michigan. Brad Holmes isn't making that move, guys. I'd love to say that I'm wrong. If something happens and then Max Crosby becomes a Detroit Lion, I will buy 3 Max Crosby jerseys and I will give them away on the spot. That's how confident I am that it's not going to happen. Now, what Dan Campbell said in his interview, his press conference today, kind of hinted at what we're more than likely going to see, a heavy dose of Josh Paschal. This is a make or break year for Josh Paschal, I think, man. I think he's just kind of been like a utility piece. We kind of shuffle him in, get him a couple snaps here and there. Now you're probably going to be a starter. All right. We need to see some production. I need to see some stuff out of you, man. I got to see it. And if you guys have been following my channel long enough, you know Josh Paschal's got a special place in my heart. All right. He's a Kentucky Wildcat. I cheer for the UK. That's my SEC team. I got some family ties, some friends that live down there. That's my Southern school. Okay. So when we get a Kentucky Wildcat, it's not often, but we have one now, and I'm cheering for him. I always have been. Beat cancer. Like, this is a chance for this dude to come in and really excel and steal a roster spot on this team for the next couple of years. All right. Maybe, possibly. So that's what Brad Holmes said. Hey, JP better be ready. He's going to get a heavy dose. Sounds like it's going to be his job. I think we could see some other guys filtered in through here. Levi Onwuzurike, maybe some Mekhi Wingo. And then I got some free agent options. All right. I got some free agent real quick. I'll get to the free agents first because I already brought it up. Yannick Ngakoue is probably a name that a lot of people are familiar with. All right. He's a big-ish name, but he hasn't really found himself on a roster long-term. He just kind of keeps bouncing around, working on these one-year deals. He was with Chicago last year. I think he made he had a one-year deal for like $10 million. Now, I don't see Brad Holmes forking over $10 million week 3 in the NFL either. But yeah, Chicago last year, Indy before that, the Raiders, Baltimore, Minnesota. Like, this dude's bounced around. He just hasn't found a setting. And I think he would be a perfect fit because we just need a Band-Aid, all right? We're not going to find a long-term sexy solution. We're not going to find a Pro Bowler or an all-pro defensive end right now. We just need someone to kind of provide pressures, all right? Get some sacks when you can. I think Yannick could at least do that. But again, his last contract, 1 year, $10.5 million from Chicago. That price seems too high. Okay. We even on these 1 year deals that Brad Holmes likes to do, like specifically with Marcus Davenport, he didn't get $10 million. Okay. I would suspect that if Brad goes after Yannick, it's going to be a 1 year for the rest of the season, $6 million, somewhere in that range. And I'm okay with that. All right. And this isn't like an emergency. This isn't like, oh man, we got to get out there and get someone immediately. Like, we have some guys in house. I think Yannick Ngakoue. And the second guy out of the free agents, again, these aren't sexy names. These aren't Pro Bowlers. We're not getting a TJ Watt. We're not getting anything like that. Okay, guys? Randy Gregory. That's as low into the barrel as I'm willing to go. Okay, this guy is a force to be reckoned with when he's focused on football. When he's not out getting high, getting suspended. He's had some trouble in the league and some issues. I don't see him being a character that Brad Holmes is going to bring in for this team. I just don't see that happen. It doesn't seem like that's one of the questions I asked myself during the draft and during free agency. Is he a Brad Holmes guy? Not if you have question marks regarding your character. You're not coming into Detroit. So I threw the name out there just because it is a emergency last ditch option, and I don't think we're in that boat yet. I think we're going to be okay. I think we'll be okay in-house. If we sign Yannick, that'd be okay with me. And guys, I see a lot of people. James Houston. All right, let's just talk about it real quick. I'm not going to spend all night on this topic. There's a reason James Houston is not showing up on the injury report and at all during the week, and he's getting scratched from games. Okay? Think about this. He's not injured. He barely made the team, and he's not getting on the field. Didn't get on the field yesterday, if at all. I don't even think he played a snap. If I'm wrong, maybe he got on there twice, and I didn't even realize it because I was probably going to the bathroom or something. Okay? He barely made the team. He's been a healthy scratch. He's not getting on the field. Do you think that that's going to be a guy that just gets thrown into the starting mix? Do you think that Aaron Glenn's defense, who's playing elite status right now, needs James Houston, a guy who can't cover, is a one-trick pony? And I get it. His rookie season a couple years ago was exciting to watch. We all thought maybe we had something. What have you done for me lately, James Houston? Nothing. It's been 2 years since you've been productive. You had the world, and I know what's coming. He was injured last year. He got injured in week 1, and he had a broken ankle, and it took him a whole season to heal. All right, that's suspicious to me, okay? I've talked about it before. I'm very open. I've told the line on being very conservative, but I'm not pulling punches anymore with James Houston. He's a problem on the field because he handicaps the Detroit Lions. If he gets a pressure, and I'm not saying he would never, if he got 20 snaps, yeah, he's going to get some pressures and maybe a sack. That's great. Can you do it for the length of a 17-game season? I don't see that. I don't see that happening, guys. So there's some options. There's some things that we can go out there and sign. if we need to. That's up to Brad. That's up to Dan. They'll sit down. They'll figure it out. I'm a little concerned with some of these injuries just because it seems like it's mostly defensive line. That's supposed to be the strength. Defense is playing good. Giving you guys some options in house, some outside options. Talked about some James Houston. Guys, if you want these bobbleheads, you know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe. I will find a time Monday morning to do a live stream and give these away. Stick around, hit that like button. I'll be back later with another show.